When they stop valuing you. Shift the energy, not the worth. Have you ever felt like your presence no longer echoes in someone's world the way it used to? Like your laughter doesn't light up their eyes anymore. Your kindness goes unnoticed. And your efforts, once cherished, now feel like background noise in a life too loud to hear you? It's one of the most silent betrayals of the human heart. Not the thunder of being rejected, but the quiet erosion of being taken for granted. And here's what most people do next: they try harder. They overcompensate. They become more available, more agreeable, more accommodating, as if shrinking themselves might earn them more space in someone else's life. But here's the truth you won't hear often. When someone stops valuing you, the answer is not to convince them. It's to remember who you are. Let me walk you through this. Slowly, gently, truthfully. 1. The energy shift that changes everything. You see, human behavior is rooted in energy: what we give, what we tolerate, and what we allow. When you constantly offer your time, your affection, your understanding without reciprocity, you create a dangerous illusion that your love is unconditional, even when respect is not mutual. And this illusion, it becomes comfort for them. They stop trying, not because you're not worthy, but because you've made it too easy to forget just how rare you are. So the very first move, the most powerful shift, is this: step back. Not with anger, not with revenge, but with quiet power. Let your absence speak louder than your repeated efforts. Let the stillness remind them of what your presence used to feel like. Because the truth is, people don't notice the air they breathe until it's gone. 2. Reclaiming the space within. Now, this isn't about playing mind games. This isn't emotional manipulation. This is alignment. This is the recalibration of value. When you remove your energy from where it is no longer respected, you're not punishing them, you're healing you. Focus that energy inward. What parts of yourself did you neglect trying to keep someone else interested? What dreams did you pause? What hobbies did you postpone? What joys did you delay waiting for someone to notice you again? Begin again. Not for them, for you. Go back to what made your eyes light up when no one was watching. Become magnetic, not by needing attention, but by no longer seeking it. Because there is nothing more attractive, more powerful, than a person who is whole within themselves. 3. The psychology of pulling away. Now let's talk psychology. The law of scarcity tells us this. We value things more when they are less available. The brain is wired to pay attention to what it might lose. We take for granted what's constant. We crave what creates distance. So when you step back, you disrupt the pattern. Suddenly, they notice your silence. They remember your presence. They feel the shift in energy, and whether they admit it or not, they start to wonder. Not because you were manipulative, but because absence always echoes where there was once love. 4. Boundaries, the quiet revolution. Stepping back is only half of the equation. The other half is this: set the boundary. Let people know through your actions, not your words, what you will no longer tolerate. Boundaries aren't about building walls. They're about building self-respect. When someone sees that you no longer chase, no longer explain, no longer beg to be chosen, something happens. They either rise to meet your new standard, or they fall away. And listen closely. Both outcomes are victories. Because when someone truly values you, they'll adjust. When they don't, your silence gives them the space to exit. Either way, you win. Because you stop betraying yourself to be kept. 5. Reconnection or release, let it flow. Sometimes the person who stopped valuing you will come back. They'll text late at night. They'll say they were just thinking of you. They'll mention a song, a place, a memory. And in that moment, you'll feel the ache, the pull of old familiarity. But you'll also feel your own strength. You're not the same person who used to wait for those crumbs. You're no longer hungry for half love. If they come back with respect, growth, and sincerity, you'll know. If they return with more of the same, you'll recognize the cycle. And you'll choose peace over potential. Because when you've tasted the freedom of not needing validation, you stop trading your soul for breadcrumbs of affection. 6. You are the prize. Never forget this. You are not too much. You are not hard to love. You are not unworthy. You are simply no longer available for people who require you to dim your light so they can feel comfortable. The more you value yourself, the less you'll tolerate half-hearted effort, and the more the world will mirror your worth. Don't chase them. Elevate yourself. Let the universe do what it always does. Return to you what belongs and remove what never did. 7. In the end, silence becomes your power. Sometimes the greatest closure is silence. Not the silence of bitterness, but of clarity. The kind that says, I'm no longer angry. I just remembered who I am. And in that moment when you stop reaching out, they'll reach in. Or they won't. But either way you'll stand firm. Rooted. Grounded. No longer waiting to be chosen because you already chose you. Final words. So if someone stops valuing you, don't panic. Don't beg. Don't prove. Just pause. Step back. Let your absence teach what your presence could not. And above all, come home to yourself. Because that's where the love begins. Not in someone else's hands, but in your own. Unlock the beauty of experience. Subscribe to hear moving life lessons from those who've lived them.